Mayweather recently reacted to leaked footage of Mike Tyson training, and it has shocked everyone, including him. Floyd already knew about Mike's power and aggressive style, but this clip took things to a new level. Floyd is now predicting a grim outcome for Jake Paul if he continues to fight MMA fighters and YouTubers. According to Floyd, as long as Jake fights these types of opponents, he will look good and win. As long as he continued to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's going to continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not going to be that good. However, once Jake steps into the ring with a real boxer, it will be a completely different story. So buckle up and let's begin. The footage shows that Tyson is still a beast in the ring, and Jake Paul is entering dangerous territory. Floyd's point is clear: Jake looks like a champ when he fights MMA fighters or YouTubers, because these opponents are not professional boxers. His past opponents like Anderson Jib, Nate Robinson, and Ben Askren are either NBA athletes or YouTubers. Jake can handle them. But a real boxer is a different challenge altogether. A real boxer is someone who competes in boxing for a living and has dedicated their entire life to the sport. Jake, on the other hand, has only been boxing for 4 years, calling that a career might be a bit generous. Floyd also commented on Tyson's legendary status. He mentioned that Mike Tyson is a legendary champion who lived his life on his own terms. Despite facing a rough background and financial struggles early on, Mike fought his way to the top. Now at 57, he is known worldwide as a legendary boxer. On the other hand, Jake Paul, a former Disney star, is claiming he can beat Tyson. This comparison underscores the vast difference in experience and background between the two fighters, highlighting the formidable challenge Jake would face if he steps into the ring with Tyson. Jake isn't just challenging Tyson, he's challenging 4 decades of fighting experience, the title of youngest heavyweight champion, and those 50 professional wins. This sounds like a suicide mission for Jake. Jake Paul has been all over the place lately, and he's even shown some interest in fighting Canelo Alvarez. But let's be real, Floyd Mayweather didn't hold back when he heard about this by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry, just TMG. Yeah, you can see, you can curse, you can cur. I apologize. But no apologize there. There's no way he get demolished. Jake showed interest to fight Canelo, who is another real boxer. Floyd's pretty clear on this. Jake can't fight any boxer. Sure, he can promote fights, entertain us, schedule events, and maybe fight some athletes. But if he thinks he can hang or handle Mike Tyson, he needs to watch that training footage again. And he should also hear what Mike's coach says about it. People don't have to be concerned about. We talk about the guy was 2 times world champ. The guy didn't have 20 fights in 2 years. He knows how to fight. He fought against the best guys in the world. So when he steps inside the ring, he knows what to do. That's not something new for Mike, and this fight is no different. He works hard every single day. People don't have to be concerned about. We talk about the guy was 2 times world champ. The guy didn't have 20 fights in 2 years. And he know how to fight. He fought against the best guys in the world. When he's inside the ring, he knows what to do. There's not something new for Mike, and this fight is no different. He worked hard every single day. Here, Mike's coach is addressing concerns from people who think Mike is too old to hang with young punches. But for Coach Gordo, nobody has to teach Mike Tyson how to fight. And he's going to prove in July he's going to be still the same. Nobody has to teach Mike F to how to fight. And he going to prove in July he going still the same. You know, Mike Tyson's body is looking like it's stopped aging. And that's pretty strange. It's a process of nature. But if you know how to tackle age, stay fit with training, diet, and exercise, you can dodge aging. And that is what Mike has done. It was not only Floyd who brought Jake the reality. Some other boxing pros shared their views after watching the training footage of Mike. Here's what Evander Holyfield has to say. Mike like a snake. He'll pop out on you. He'll get there too quick. Mike is like a snake. He pop out on you. He get there too quick. Evander Holyfield, famously known as the real deal, was the heavyweight champion of the time, a former professional boxer, and one of the greatest heavyweights to ever box. He's famous for his fights with legends. But his fight with Mike him the real fame, yes, that ear-biting fight where Mike bit Vander's ear in anger and got disqualified. So if Evander says that we should believe him, he has taken some really hard punches from Mike. So after seeing Mike's training video, he has laid it out clearly. He ain't probably never fought nobody that punches like Mike. He ain't probably never fought nobody who punched like Mike. Like, just honestly, Roy said that after the fight, and even in an interview, he said like, that's the hardest I've ever been hit. He was like, it felt like a mule was kicking me. So he has no idea what he's getting into until he's in the hospital. After the fight, even Dana White brutally roasted Jake Paul. Jake Paul did fight a kid his age, and he lost. You know what I'm going to do? Mike's a grown-ass man. He can do whatever the f he wants. Big Paul did fight a kid his age, and he lost. You know what I'm going to do? Mike's a grown-ass man, can do whatever the he wants. The fight Dana is referring to is the one with Tommy Fury all over his face. Exists the bout for days. The bout was highly anticipated with significant media attention and hype surrounding it. Tommy Fury, a professional boxer and half-brother of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, was seen as a legitimate challenge for Jake Paul, who had previously faced criticism for not fighting established professional boxers. So when you put all this brouhaha together, Jake challenging real boxers like Mike Tyson seems like a terrible idea. It's one thing to hype and entertain with fights, but getting into the ring with those legends, which for decades have been carrying experience and raw power, well, that is something else, and for sure not a good one. Joe Rogan just couldn't help going into the latest gossip available on his podcast about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. He said if that Mike Tyson from the Marvis Frazier fight, he says, fought Jake Paul dead, he's not going to make it. If that Mike Tyson from Marvis Frazier fought Jake Paul, Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not going to make it. Now, let's break this down, shall we? The famed Mike Tyson Marvis Frazier fight lasted a mere 30 seconds after the opening bell. The fight pitted Tyson and charging at Frazier with his trademark aggression and landing not just a crushing uppercut, but also a flurry of more hooks and uppercuts. The power of Tyson's uppercut shot was such that it literally lifted Frazier off his feet, leaving him sprawled on the canvas. The referee had no choice but to stop the fight because Frazier was done. This fight helped solidify Tyson's status as a top contender, and he went on to become the youngest heavyweight champion that same year. So when Joe Rogan says if that version of Tyson shows up, Jake Paul is toast, he is not exaggerating. Marvis was a professional boxer, and Tyson dismantled him in half a minute. By contrast, Jake Paul is more like a tourist in the boxing world, who somehow got into the fight. Joe added he was still not normal, but he's like a professional heavyweight boxer. He's still terrifying, not normal, but he's still like a professional heavyweight boxer. He's still terrifying. If you think like comedian Sebastian Maniscalco that Mike Tyson isn't in his prime and might just be an average professional, now think again. Jake Paul is right to be cautious. Mike Tyson, whether he's 57, 67, or 20, is still Mike Tyson. He's still terrifying, and the recent leaked footage proves it. Mike is hitting the pads with incredible power, and Joe Rogan emphasized this, saying Mike is in savage mode. Right now, he's in savage mode. If I was Jake Paul right now, I would be my pants. Oh bro, if I'm fighting this guy and he and I sees eating raw meat, I call the __ thing off. It's all the experiences that he has had as a conqueror. If Jake Paul saw this footage, he'd be extremely nervous. Seeing Mike Tyson in savage mode eating raw meat would make anyone want to call off the fight. Mike Tyson has decades of experience, exceptional boxing skills, powerful combinations, head movement, and defensive techniques. He's renowned for his knockout power, with 44 of his 50 victories coming by knockout. Even at his age, Tyson's punching power is no joke, as he showed in his exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. Joe Rogan is spotting Jake should be very worried after seeing that training footage. Tyson's years of training have ingrained his reflexes and techniques into muscle memory, allowing him to perform at a high level, even after long periods of inactivity. His unorthodox and aggressive fighting style is something a less experienced boxer like Jake Paul can't prepare for. Joe Rogan also mentioned that the Roy Jones Jr. fight there was likely an agreement not to punch in the head, which is typical in exhibition matches. This explains why Roy agreed to the fight. But this time when Tyson steps into the ring with Jake Paul, there won't be any such agreement. Jake better have some good insurance on his body, because this isn't going to be a friendly exhibition match. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below.